And we're live. Awesome. How's it going, folks? I'm back. First cup of coffee. Yes. I like to be mindful about my first cup of coffee. I actually boiled the kettle like 45 minutes ago. And kitchen chores. So I had to clean the kitchen. Our Akita, Poppy the Akita, is elderly and arthritic. And there's Willow saying hi. I don't know if you'll hear her over the mic. But both the cats are scampering around as well. Does that mean my wife is up? Not sure. My poor wife has been working late into the night for what seems like forever. You know, she had a couple of all-nighters last week as well. We need to fix this. So, Sunday recovery chat. I'm here. I missed last week because I went hiking. Went hiking up to the Saddle. So along Glen Rosa Valley from Brodick. There's Willow in the background. I hiked up to the Saddle. I took Clover with me. And she was brilliant. She was amazing. She was perky and happy. And I was able to keep her off the lead for most of it. And surprisingly, I didn't bump into many people. I thought it was going to be like Silky Hall Street going up Glen Rosa Valley, and it wasn't. Because it was bank holiday weekend, you know. And I would like to go up today, but the weather's looking squiffy. It's one of the things I get to do in sobriety, and it's surprising because I lived here on Arran for probably 8 years before I got back into the hills. And I'm not sure why that is, because I do really enjoy it. I'm wondering whether it has anything to do with trauma. You know, for those that don't know, I had an accident when I was 17, when I was a squaddy in the Royal Signals in the Lake District. I fell off a cliff and almost lost my leg. In fact, I don't think it would be hyperbolic to say I almost lost my life, because I fell like 40 feet, landed on a scree slope, bounced down and down and down. And, you know, that was as you would imagine, it was a big turning point in my life. So I was 17, had my 18th birthday in hospital, and went through many, many surgeries, and eventually was discharged from the Royal Signals on medical grounds. So my life changed that day. And, you know, it is something I do think back on a lot. What ifs and all that, you know. I was good at my job. That's where I started my Russian language. I was in the Royal Signals. And I was good. They found an aptitude. They were looking for linguists when I joined. I was a radio operator. And they made us all sit a language test, which I did. And I scored well. And they said, would you like to be a Russian linguist? I was like, no. It turns out they made the decisions for me, because I was 16 and it was the army. So you did as you were told. And they put me in the Russian group, which meant I had to be back squadded a little bit. So I went back to the next intake, which added another 3 months, I think, to my apprenticeship. But then, yeah, after my first year, so I joined in June 88, had my accident in July 89, and it was a 2-year apprenticeship, so I was out I was out of the college for a year with surgeries and recovery, and then back to the apprentices college in Harrogate to complete my second year, under the delusion that they would keep me in, because I'd been told that they would keep me in because fitness was secondary to intelligence work. But turns out that wasn't the case. So I got kicked out. And so that was my turning point. And I don't know whether that has anything to do with my reticence to go into the hills. I don't think so, actually. I mean, I do have issues with my right leg, particularly. Mobility issues. But I can still get into the hills. And for that I'm grateful. And that's one of the key things in recovery from addiction is gratitude. In fact, it's not just an addiction thing, it's a life thing. If we can find gratitude in our lives, then I think our lives will be happier. Which is why, when I fill out my daily Notion tracker template, one of the questions it asks is, what are you grateful for? So I do have a gratitude journal. And in there I can put things like my health, my family, my home, no post office job. That's a big one that crops up when I'm struggling for something. Because that was a period in my life that I would rather forget. My location, coffee, no debt. I managed to clear a bunch of debt other than our mortgage. So yeah, there's a lot to be grateful for, and it's a good thing to think on each day. Oh, guitars, that's another one. Music, I'm grateful for music. Speaking of which, don't I usually have my guitar on my lap for these talks? Let's grab this one. I think I might need to switch mics, or the guitar won't be coming through that one. Just a sec. Right, that might have opened up some sound. You might be hearing birdsong coming in the window, which is a pretty sound. Let me move that mic out of the way. Let me change the zoom range on the lens. There we get a bit of guitar in the scene. This is a beautiful guitar built by German luthier Heiner Dreitzenter. Oh, there's my friend Afan. How are you doing, Afan? Nice to see you. Hope everything's well with you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for joining my stream. Much appreciated. And Bob. Another Aranite. An Aranach. I think it's an Aranach we're called. Citizens of the Isle of Arran. This is out of tune. So, yeah, music is a big one. This is something I'd like to make some videos around, I think. The trauma one is a big one. And the music, because that was part of my healing. I'm just going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because it's got notifications coming in. Right, this one, there we go. Yeah, when I was in recovery, so I got to the end of my second year, didn't I? So I finished my apprenticeship in the signals, and then I went back into surgery straight from Harrogate, and at that point I knew I was going to be discharged, and I went back to school to do my hires. I did 2 years of hires because the army qualifications were not recognised by the universities, and I wanted to continue with Russian, but my army qualification wasn't going to be enough, so I went back to school as an adult. So I was 19 then, and yeah, I went back to Air Academy this time, and I sat in with the pupils, which is an amazing thing really if you think about it. And I don't remember being at school having any, I mean, I say the word adults, right, okay, because I'd left school, but let's just use that word in inverted commas, right? So when I got back to school, I don't remember there being any adults coming into my classes. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it was a great thing, and I wasn't the only one. I think there was another 2 adults who sat in. So I did higher English, higher history, and higher Russian. And it took me 2 years to get what I needed to get into university, but I did get into university. Started in 1993 at the age of 21 at St Andrews. But the point of this part of the story is that that was when I picked up guitar during those 2 years. While I was going back and forth to London to the military hospital in Woolwich, undergoing numerous surgeries, I also attended the Cambridge Military Hospital in Aldershot. It's funny it's not in Cambridge, isn't it? Anyway, it's in Aldershot. And I also attended the Joint Forces Medical Rehabilitation Unit in Leatherhead, which is in Surrey. So I was travelling a lot up and down from Scotland down to these places for surgeries and rehab, and then attending the high school to do my exams. And you know, at the time I wouldn't really have said that I was enduring trauma, but I know now that I was, because I was going through a massive change in my life, dealing with many surgeries, lots of pain, carrying around metalwork on my leg, on external fixators, one of which I had on for 9 months, a big set of 5 rings called an Ilizarov frame, and that's when I bought my first guitar. And so I used to sit in my room and play guitar for hours. I used to go round to a friend's house, and he was a mentor to me. He taught me a lot of things on guitar. He also taught me how to roll a nice joint. That's what we used to do. We used to sit and get stoned and play guitar. And the guitar went with me to uni. So 93 through to 98. And I went through a period of lessons. I actually got a scholarship for a while to go and study with a teacher at St Andrews. And that lasted for maybe 6 months, which is when I got introduced to the classical style, even though I wasn't particularly interested in it as a style. I did start learning how to read music and all that stuff. So yeah, I think my point is that guitar has always been a friend to me. It's been something that's travelled with me. During my undergraduate degree, I spent a year in Odessa in Ukraine, and I didn't take my guitar with me, but I did manage to get a guitar while I was there. and that was a terrible, it was an awful guitar. But it was a guitar, and I played it. And then, and I used to play it at beach parties in St Andrews. That was great fun. We used to have a lot of bonfires on the beach. And then I went to Bradford Uni, 98. And I took my guitar with me, and I remember taking it up to my now wife's room in the halls of residence and singing to her. So the guitars do get the girls. So that was 1998, and we're still together. So yeah, music is, you know, it's a big help. And now my daughter's growing up as a musician, which I'm sure you will imagine gives me no small amount of joy. She's now moved to the mainland to finish her high school, and she'll be doing her advanced higher this year. She'll be doing A-level next year, which is unusual for a Scottish school. A-levels are the English exams. I think they're a little more advanced than even advanced hires. So she got her higher last year, she got an A. Advanced higher this year. A-level starting from August. And she's also going to be attending the Conservatoire, the RCS, as a junior every Saturday from September, I think. This will be her second year. She took a year away from that. This is her second year at RCS Juniors. And she'll be playing in the West of Scotland Symphony Orchestra and the National Youth Orchestra of Scotland. That's a lot. And she's only 17. But she's diligent and passionate. Which is a great thing. It's amazing to watch, you know. So gratitude, there you go, right there. Family. And I've been teaching guitar. I taught for a while from my house, and, you know, naturally, coronavirus put paid to that. But I've been enjoying teaching a guy online, a guy called Paul from Canada. He found my content on YouTube. I do have another YouTube channel for those who are watching on YouTube at Acoustic Guitar IO. So if you search for that, you'll find me. And I've been posting a lot on there recently, old videos from gatherings and stuff, as well as some tutorial videos. This guy Paul found my videos and got in touch and asked for lessons, so I've been teaching him every week, which encouraged me to record a tutorial video for Johnny Cash's Hurt. This one. Beautiful song. So it's nice that you know, having a guitar pupil is encouraging me to make more content. And on that note, one of the support group that I'm a member of for content creation, it's called We Only Know What We Know. Amazing, amazing people. We had a presentation on Wednesday from Gabriel and Mo, all about creating for TikTok. And during that conversation, we set a challenge. Dun dun dun. So the challenge is to post one TikTok every day for 30 days, starting from tomorrow. I think there are maybe 8 of us who are doing it, and the forfeit is unthinkable. Just do a Google search for Silhouette Challenge, and that will give you an idea of what the forfeit is. If we miss a day of posting, we have to do Silhouette Challenge. Now, I've already got my red light behind me, so I'm halfway there, but I don't want to be using that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do guitar content on TikTok and see how it flies. I did a 30-day challenge of my own during March when I was recording daily meditations, and it was a good experience. I got a lot out of it in terms of learning how to use captions and to shoot B-roll. I made it a B-roll practicing exercise, and just reading a daily meditation from Touchstones from Hazelden Recovery Centre in America. That book was a present to me when I left Luxembourg in 2008, and I hadn't read it, so it was a nice way of reading the book. And look, we've got another participant in the TikTok challenge. It's going to be fun. So, I thought what I would do is, this time around, make guitar content. And what I'm considering doing is either using some of the exercises from my solo guitar playing book, which is the one I mentioned when I was talking about the lessons I had at St Andrews when I was learning classical guitar. Solo guitar playing by Frederick Node. It's a book that I've been dipping in and out of for years and I've never completed. I would like to complete it. So exercises from that would be a nice way. The other consideration I had was to go back and join or rejoin Tony Policastro's tuition website, which is called Tony's Acoustic Challenge. I was a member of that for 2 years, and Tony gives daily practice lessons, which I went through a spell of actually putting out on Instagram. It's probably 2019 would have been, and that was a good exercise. But like all my exercises, I go into them and then they disappear. I fall off them. This is what I like about the TikTok challenge, is that there's an end in sight. There's 30 days. So I've got two sources of ideas. Tony's challenge is going to cost money, so I don't know. I do like it though. It's a really worthwhile money spending, let's call it an investment. That's the word I want. I think it's $197 when I signed up for the first time. It was $147 for a year, which is good value, I think. 197? I don't know. I also have a membership to Will McNichols College, and there's a bunch of stuff in there as well. Tuition material, exercises, practice exercises and stuff. I think the challenge is going to be how to fit guitar playing into a portrait video. and how to make it engaging and how to fit it into 20, 30 seconds. But certainly something I could batch. So I get my camera set up and then batch the content. And this is the amazing thing, creating content. I think creating anything from the angle of recovery and productivity and, you know, keeping the mind busy. I still believe that art is the reason. Art is how I like to connect to my higher power. Music is a massive part of that. Guitar is a massive part of that. And it's a way, you know, enjoying the sound of these beautiful instruments that I own and really just getting into the sound. You know, instead of being frustrated that I'm not able to play this or that, or just listening to the notes, sustain. Because, you know, I've got nice guitars, they're not cheap off the shelf ones anymore. But that's not to say you can't enjoy the sound of a cheap off the shelf guitar, because it's music. And when I had that beat up, terrible guitar in my year abroad when I was in Odessa, I still played it all the time. And it was a massive help. My first guitar was not a great guitar, and I played that one all through St Andrews, all the way through Bradford, all the way through my year working in Almaty, Kazakhstan. 2 years that was, and to Luxembourg. So from 1992 until 2002, when I got my first, you know, nice guitar, which was a Lakewood M14, built by German company Lakewood, cedar top, mahogany back and sides. It was beautiful. Bought from a fantastic little shop in Luxembourg called Guitart, run by the wonderful Jean-Claude. And I was I was in Jean-Claude's shop a lot, just trying the instruments on the wall and, you know, buying my strings, all that. Anyway, that's going to be me for today. I might continue this. I might flip my camera onto portrait and do a bit of recording for my TikToks. If you want to follow me, you can do that. My name on TikTok is Cams Campbell. Not hard to find. In fact, I could probably, do I have it open? I mean, for all one person watching. It's probably you, Afan, right? I hope you're following me already. Let me see if I can bring up my, is it going to be saved? There we are. So I'm going to drop the link into the stream. There we go. If you want to come and join me, you can do that. And yeah, come and support me, and I'll support all the other participants in the challenge. And hopefully you won't see me doing a silhouette challenge. Alright. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a wonderful Sunday. See you on TikTok. Bye.